Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee, and welcome to this card making paper crafting tutorial. This is a fun fold, or we sometimes call fancy fold Christmas card I have to share with you today, and it just opens up like that. Isn't it cute? And this uses the Reindeer Fun Designer Series paper, Reindeer Days Designer Series paper, and also the Snowy Wonder stamp set. We're going to stamp the sentiment now, Season's Greetings. Now all the colours I'm using are real red, but I'm going to actually stamp in cherry cobbler, and the reason being is my real red needs to be re-inked and I don't have my re-inker upstairs with me, so I'm going to stamp rather in cherry cobbler and see what happens, because I don't think this one needs to be re-inked. Yeah, that's going to look fine. So let's close this up before we put something in it. And then, as always, my plan, just going to give everything a quick clean up before we go any further, so that I don't have any orphan stamps. Put that away and clear some space. Now I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Now I've got a standard A6 card base, that's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. Now you can see here I've got the front here. Off this front flap I'm actually going to cut off 3 centimeters, just like that. Save that for scrap, and this will give you your front. And then I've got a piece here of real red, and this measures 10 centimeters by 11 centimeters, so 10 centimeters by 11. So here we go, 10. Now on the 10 centimeter side I'm going to score at 3 centimeters. And remember, your scoring blade is your light grey blade. Okay, and then we're going to fold that in half. Then I'm going to bring in my sentiment now while I've got my trimmer out, so we're just going to cut this out. As usual, I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to do it all by eye, very roughly. Let's see, maybe a little bit more. You can take off, but you can't put back on, so I tend to do it sometimes sort of piecemeal. And then it seems okay to me. Let's get rid of these pieces in the recycling. Okay, so I'm just going to get my bone folder and fold on that score line we did. And now we're ready to start to assemble our card. I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock, and this measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. And I'm just going to put this inside like that. Okay, I've just realised something I should have done, so I'm going to pull this up quickly. We're going to put our flap in here before we stick down a piece of basic white, so I'm just going to pull this up before it sticks itself down. There we go, save that. So that's going to go in there. So on the back of this fold I'm just going to put some glue, and what you want to do is line up your fold line with the edge of your cardstock, sort of centering it top to bottom as best as you can, and just make sure it's lined up with the edge of that fold. Okay, so then it should fold in. Now you can put this piece down, so I'm just going to put a bit more glue back on here. So there's always a way to save it if you make a boo-boo. Don't worry. Give that a nice press down, and then you can see it folds in nicely like that. So I'm just going to push this on the back, use my bone folder, give everything a really good burnish. Okay, so now I've got some designer series paper, and this is the Reindeer Days. And I've got a piece here for the front flap here, and all the measurements for the paper will be on the blog post, and you can find the link to that in the description box below. Nothing was coming out. Okay, I love this pattern, I really do. I think it's my favourite in the whole pack. I think these little reindeer are just the cutest. And then you've got the little red, I think they're meant to be cardinals. We don't have cardinals in the UK, as far as I'm aware. So, I think that's what they're meant to be. Okay. Our Christmas bird that we think of as a Christmas bird in the UK is a robin. And these are definitely not robins. Okay, so there we go. Now we're just going to put our little sentiment on the front. And I'm just going to mat it on a piece of scrap here of real red. Okay, so I'll just mat that like that. And then I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm just going to cut this round this freehand. And then decide where you want it to be on your card. So roughly there, so I know from the S onwards, so roughly from that point onwards, I can put some glue. You don't want glue splodging out and sticking your whole card together, that wouldn't be a good idea. And then just try and keep everything as straight as you can. Line that up. Give it a good press down. Check everything's okay on the inside. And there you have one skew sentiment. That looks better. Okay, so there you have your two cards. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give this tutorial a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As I said, all the information about the project will be on the blog post, and you can find the links to that and all my social media links in the description box below. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye bye.